Whew. Yes, so last night, I'll tell you what, last night, my dog and I felt the variant. And it's just the environment that we live in. Variants run through. And I know yesterday, the last couple of days, the heat has been turned up. Like I said, I'm under a heat dome, my own personal heat dome. It's like having a bunch of magma and lava come to surface and it's bubbling. Magma is what creates the mountains. It is the land formation. Lava is just the continuous molten rock that is just, flowing like blood. Okay, so feeling the pain of muscle pain, actually just last night. It was all just fever. Well, not even fever, it's just sweating. The sweating's freaking insane. Sweating's insane. But the difference is that I'm able to still do what I do. I'm still able to cook. I'm still able to clean. I'm still able to do my laundry. And I'm not bedridden. I'm not on a ventilator or gasping for air or coughing up a storm. Though, yeah, I do cough occasionally because in the morning or I get really hungry and I eat a bunch and maybe a bit fatigued. But that is the way this virus is working. Okay, so I wanted to know this last summer how this virus is going to affect me this fall. Well, here it is. This is how the virus is affecting me. And though I'm not like super, you shouldn't be super like that productive, so productive that you burn yourself out. But I'm productive enough to maintain status quo, and I'm able to think and draw connections. I'm able to learn. I'm able to articulate my thought process. And so this is how the virus can work on a body that's relatively healthy, whatever that healthy means. Everyone has a different, belief in what health is, but I've reversed all my issues for the most part. And so now it's just acclimating to the new viral variants that are like doing a 3D printing. I mean, Tatiana was saying that she feels the mucus because that's where her body is at, is releasing the excess mucus. But she feels herself getting stronger every day. And so I feel I am getting stronger every day. When will this end? This is not going to end for a while. Because we have a very strong virus. We have 7 billion people mutating it. A lot of people are at different levels of de-evolution, evolution, and so they are releasing parts of themselves that other people are picking up and trying to adapt to. And some are adapting to other people, others are not, and so they're releasing. Yes, we have the therapeutics that will still trigger the thermodynamics of building up antibodies against a foreign object, such as the COVID-19. Not that the foreign object is bad per se, because it is a virus, but it is a programming that the mRNA and the therapeutics is trying to destroy. But little do people know that you can't destroy the environment because you destroy yourself. You are the environment. So you are destroying yourself when you're trying to resist or destroy a virus. But then there's the other side of thermodynamics also is building up the agonist antibodies that are the 3D printing that is doing, like, it's building up muscle tissue, building up cell tissue. It's strengthening your DNA. And there's heat involved. It's like land formation, like the volcanoes. They spew out magma. That magma is then now part of a mountain. Okay? Then you have, some of the, I haven't felt vibrations, but, earthquakes are letting you know that there's something alive underneath with the plate tectonics. And then when there's volcanoes and other types of stuff, that's when evolution happens. And so this heat, like I was drenched in sweat yesterday. I was cooking for my husband and I'm like cutting up stuff and I was just drenched in sweat. I'm like, this is so, that's what my air conditioning has been like at battle with itself. I'm like, Hey, John, everybody. I've been turning to 69, 68, 69. My husband is just like, geez, you're freezing me out. But I'm just like, I'm getting no relief because only when my body finally just regulates to the temperature of the room. But lately, I have just been under this freaking volcanic heat dome. And this is like, that's why you are the Earth. Earth goes through the same thing. It has its own volcanic heat dome. It has its own heat dome, whether it's induced by man or whether it's part of the natural occurrences, which is man's natural occurrence. So whatever the case may be, I'm I am plugged into the matrix, feeling the matrix's reactions to mankind. And mankind is reacting to Mother Nature. And it's a symbiotic relationship that you must be able to adapt to. Because if you don't adapt to it, well, we already know what happens when you don't adapt to it. You die and you pass away from old age or from heart attacks and strokes and aneurysms. Or you drown in your own mucus because you can't handle the immune system activation, which brings up all the mucus and the antibodies that you're not prepared to deal with. And so you have to be plugged into the matrix, but you have to do a reset. And the reset is going to force you to deal with everything that you've ran away from. And not everyone is prepared to deal with the past. I'll tell you, the past is not easy, especially if you have, whether it's just within the last 40 years of your life where you've had a colorful past, in and out of jail, on drugs, alcoholic, getting into fights, being at war, like overseas. Some people have a very major past just within their own personal lifetime. Other people have genetic pasts that are going to come to surface that they're not prepared to deal with. And so doing a reset is not easy. And you can have a very colorful genetic past and a colorful current lifetime of a past that you must deal with. And yeah, when someone has been drug addicted to psychedelics or whatever, that shit's going to come up. Your alcoholism stuff's going to come up. A lot of things are going to come up for people that they're not prepared to deal with. And so it's easier to be in a cured state and just look forward to passing away someday than it is to say, okay, I'm going to go and do a few resets, deal with all of these predispositions, and face it and set my life up for it, which some people can't even predict what's going to come up for them. They're going to have to set up their life as their life is happening. That's the thing about the JJ mentality, is you won't know really what to expect until it happens. And so the thing that I can kind of prepare people for as far as the JJ mentality is to know what you've been through and to know that you had to set time aside back then when you were getting your therapeutics and all the things taken out. So you're going to have to set time aside when you revisit the past, when you do the JJ mentality and you feed your body all the food supply. And it means that you may have to scale down your lifestyle. You may have to, relinquish some of those social engagements that brought you so much social capital. And that's difficult. But that's what I've tried to prepare everybody for in the JJ mentality, is that you're going to have to deal with some kind of physical predispositions first, as well as then the mental, possibly even the financial predispositions, the spiritual, absolutely. Last night, my dog was just restless. She had a seizure last night, and then, of course, she peed. She doesn't poop, but she just, but the new viral variant came through. And she's been feeling what I've been feeling because she's been sleeping in a lot, but it really came to a head last night. And, but she, after her seizure, usually she just slips, she just stays asleep. Nope, she got off the bed, ran around, was just like, what the hell's going on? Hey, whatever, and it's like at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm just like, oh my God, Sugar, I know you had a seizure, babe. And she always pulls through. And this is different now because now she doesn't just sleep after and just stay in that one place. If I move her away from the pee, because I don't always get up and take the bed covers off because I don't want to interrupt her sleeping. So I'll sleep on a pee bed until she wakes up, like I did last night, because I knew that she got off. I could have taken everything off the bed, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it the way. She might, who knows, do it again. And I don't feel like having to deal with that again. So I just left it there and just covered it up with other blankets, which I'm going to obviously wash today. But yeah, she was up twice, 1:42 And then she just stayed up. She gets off the bed again, and then she wants me to help her get on the bed again. And so she was kind of running around, just not knowing what's going on, really, because like her circadian rhythms are off because this virus is coming through and messing with the people's hormones. And so you have to prepare that it's going to be a lot of expecting the unexpected and knowing that you could still deal with it. Like my, pooping the last couple of days has been pretty arduous. I mean, seriously, it is the 9 circles of hell. Okay. If you understand how to do all that. And right now, some of you are at the beginning that you're going to have to deal with the constipation, the waterfalls, and the high heat does create diamonds, does create constipation. So viruses can create constipation in people because the amount of heat that your body's giving off and sucking the water out and but part of my poop was like really like diamond. The other part was like the pasta. So it could be even the foods I was eating that didn't have a lot of water in it, and so the body was able to really just suck the life out of it and then turn it into diamonds. And so so your intestines have like different circles of like different chambers, and they do go through different types of chemical reactions, and then it manifests in your poop. And you can see the correlation between the fevers, the high fevers, and then your poop, and then how you poop and all that. And this is very important to know because that's the same thing what happens on Earth. When, stuff that gets released in lava or released in turns into rock. And it's high pressure. There's a lot of energy going on below the surface, a lot of energy going on below the surface of your skin that you don't even see, but you can look at and see what happens out there in nature. In Hawaii, in Mount St. Helens over there in Washington, or Mount Rainier, or Mount St. Helens, yeah. Kilauea, and all of those. I mean, a lot of these active volcanoes are evolution. And yes, they do destroy. So evolution can destroy someone not prepared to deal with the amount of heat and the amount of electricity and the amount of thermodynamics. But if you, prepare yourself to deal with it, you keep feeding your body the food supply, and you understand that you're going to have to set time aside, and our system is giving you the allowance. That's why you don't get back all the workers that had left the workforce a couple of years ago. Because people are dealing with their predispositions. They're so afraid of the virus. Now they realize they don't have to deal with the bullshit in some of these companies. And so they're like, you know what? I've changed my life. Now I can work from home. Now I have a whole more opportunity to find something different. Because people were stuck in a rut of their job, relationships, in their body. And so this virus does kind of upset the homeostasis, so to speak. Okay? And now you can choose. You can live or you can pass away. You can still choose to live your life as if nothing is going on, and people are, and they're dying, but you can't tell them that because they're expecting to die and they just want to go out with a bang. Fine. Other people are like, okay, I'm going to stay home now. I'm going to do the JJ mentality. I'll work from home, do a few resets, feel everything, take a break when I need to, eat when I need to, figure out how to fit in the evolution and my daily activities. I mean, I still got like 5 or 6 loads of laundry done. Oh my God. Cleaned up the kitchen, vacuumed, I haven't vacuumed in a bit, vacuumed this bunch of stuff, sweating profusely while doing it. I mean, I'm still able to get stuff done, and my husband is still able to have his lunch made, food on the table, his tea made and all of that. And he's, and we're still to maintain other stuff, and I'm just dealing with this evolution. So evolution doesn't always have to kick your ass and keep you bedridden where you can't do anything. At some point, evolution is going to be where you're just going to have to make it part of your life. You go to work as you're sweating. You go to work, yeah, you're having, your nose kind of running. Sorry, but it happens. The government can't stop people from evolving 100%. They can try to stop the aggressive amounts of evolution, but the government cannot stop 100% evolution, or they would kill everybody. Okay, and that's not the point. You have recourse, and so if you just wear a mask, and whether you're vaxxed or unvaxxed, you will go out there and do what you have to do to take care of and maintain status quo. Okay, and so this is the part of the JJ mentality when you reverse everything. This is what to look forward to when you have 7 billion people still mutating a virus who are on their way out the door, and they're dropping their energy and parts of themselves as they move through microbiomes, you can just see them dissipating, disintegrating. If you were to do a time-lapse photography, you can see all the energy that they're releasing is not being retained. And so if you watch a person move through life, you could see then just little tiny pixels just falling away. And then you fast forward like 20 years, 10 years later, and they're down to nothing. And you've seen it in your grandma, you've seen it in your friends and your family. They're aging. Yeah, they look good as they're aging. But you can see the pixels that are parts of themselves that are separating from their body. And that is the aging process in a dynamic environment when people do not know how to retain their energy. And so I'm just saying, keep your pixels, you guys. Your pixels are your friend. Don't let your pixels go. And this is a new terminology again. But yeah, I mean, that's what's going on right now is people are so pixelated and they're dropping their pixels everywhere. And you need to retain your pixels. All right? Eat food. Do a few waterfalls so you can reset your viral programming. Eat all food in the food supply and feel everything and realize that overnight the beasts do wake up. Overnight the beasts wake up, and you must be strong enough to deal with the beast at night as well as the beast during the day. Okay? And the beasts at night are the viruses that are trying to repair and regenerate and then release. And yeah, I feel the heat at night. I'll wake up and feel the heat. It's like right now, it's my new normal at this point. It'll change at some point. I got a little respite the other day when I said, oh my God, I finally woke up to not feeling the heat. But that was short-lived. So you guys have a good day, but realize that this virus is no joke. So whether you get vectored or not, you are still activating your immune sequence system or whatever to produce either agonist antibodies to do a 3D printing or antagonist antibodies to do a search and destroy. Either way, you're not escaping thermodynamics and you're utilizing energy most people do not have because they're not retaining the energy. So don't think getting a vector or not getting a vector is going to save you if you don't understand what it means to evolve. And that means you got to feel the heat and you got to feed the heat. You got to deal with the virus. You got to feed the virus. There's no way around it. Now I don't smell any onions. I was like, do I smell onions? All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.